conscience will serve me to run from this Jew, my master. The fiend is at mine elbow and tempts me, saying to me, Jobby, Launcelot, Jobby, good Jobby, or good Launcelot, or good Launcelot, Jobby, use your legs, take the start, run away. But my conscience says, no, take heed, honest Launcelot, take heed, honest Jobby, or as the aforesaid, honest Launcelot, Jobby, do not run, scorn running from with thy heels. The most courageous fiend bids me pack. Rear, says the fiend. Away, says the fiend. For the heavens rouse up a brave mind, says the fiend. And run! My conscience, hanging about the neck of my heart, says very wisely to me, my honest friend Launcelot, being an honest man's son, or rather, an honest woman's son, for indeed, my father was into something growth. Well, he had a kind of taste. My conscience says, Launcelot, budge not! Budge, says the fiend. Budge not, says my conscience. Conscience, say I, you counsel well. Fiend, say I, you counsel well. Be ruled by my conscience, I should stay with the Jew, my master. God bless the mark, the kind of devil. Run away from the Jew, who listen to the devil himself. Conscience, fiend, you give friendly counsel. I will run. I will run.
You know me well, and herein spend but time to wind about my love with circumstance. And out of doubt, you do me now more wrong in making question of my uttermost than if you had made waste of all I have. Then do but say to me what I should do, that in your knowledge may by me be done, and I am pressed unto it. Therefore speak.
In Belmont is a lady, richly left, and she is fair, fairer than the word of wondrous virtues. Sometimes from her eyes I did receive fair speechless messages. Her name is Portia, nothing compared to Brutus's daughter Cato's Portia. Nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth, for the four winds blowing from every coast renowned suitors. And her sunny locks sang on her temple like a golden fleece that makes her seat on Belmont Colcho's strand. And many Jasons come in her quest. Oh my Antonio, had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them, I have a mind presages me such thrift that I should questionless be fortunate.
Thou knows that all my fortunes are at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise the present sum. Therefore go forth. Try what my credit can in Venice do, and shall be racked even to the uttermost. Furnish thee to Belmont, to fair Portia. Go presently inquire, and so will I, where money is, and I no question make to have it of my trust, or for my sake.
How now? What do you do here alone?
Do not you chide. I have a thing for you.
A thing for me? It is a common thing to have a foolish wife.
Oh, is that all? What will you give me now for that same handkerchief?
What handkerchief?
What handkerchief? Why, that the Moor first gave to Desdemona, that which so often you bid me to steal.
Has stolen it from her?
No, faith. She let it drop by negligence, and to the advantage, I being there, took it up. Look, here it is.
A good wench. Give it me.
What will you do with it, that you have been so earnest to have me filch it?
Why? What's it to you?
If it be not for some purpose of import, give it me again. Poor lady, she'll run mad when she shall lack it.
Be not agone. I have use for it. Oh, leave me. I will in Cassio's lodging loose this napkin, and let him find it. Trifles as light as air are to the jealous confirmation strong as proofs of holy writ. This may do something. The more changes with my poison. Dangerous conceits are in their natures poisons, which are first scarce found to distaste, but with a little act upon the blood, burn like the mines of sulphur. Look, where he comes, nor poppy, nor mandragora, nor all the drowsy syrup shall ever waken thee from that sweet sleep which thou didst yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, from the School of Law, Christ University's production of The Merchant of Venice, Shashank Nair and Andrew Chakrabarti.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the School of Law production of The Merchant of Venice, Ansaf AR.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the School of Law, Christ University production of Othello, Tasneem Khera and Varun Sabrawal.
School of Law, Christ University proudly presents to you Hamlet, the tragedy of the Prince of Denmark. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shakespeare.
Marcellus.
What? Has this thing appeared again tonight?
I have seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let belief take hold of him. Touching this dreaded sight, twice seen of us. Therefore, I've entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, tush, 'twill not appear.
Sit down a while. Let us once again assail your ears that are so fortified against our story. What we have tonight seen.
Well, sit we down and let us hear Bernardo speak of this.
Last night of all, yon same star that's westward from the pole, and made its course to illume that part of heaven, but now it burns. Marcellus and myself, the Belden beating one.
Please, break them off! Look where it comes again!
The same figure, like a king that said,
Father, speak to Horatio!
it's not like a king. Mark it, Horatio!
Most like Question Horatio! What art thou that usurpest this time of night, together with that fair and warlike form, which the majesty of Denmark did sometimes mark? By heaven I charge thee, speak! 'Tis offended.
It talks away.
Say, speak, speak, I charge thee, speak! 'Tis gone, and will not answer.
How now, Horatio? Tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What think you on it?
For my God, I might not disbelieve without the sensible and true avouch of mine own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself, such was the very armor he had on when he the ambitious Norway combated. Though frowned he once, when in an angry parley he smote the sledded poleaxe on ice. 'Tis strange.
As twice before, and jump at this dead hour, with martial stalk hath he gone by a watch.
In what particular thought to work I know not. But in the gross and scope of my opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to our tale.
Good now, sit down and tell me, he that knows, why the same strict, most observant ward so nightly toils the subject of our land. What might be to word that this sweaty haste make the night joint labor with the day? Who is it that can inform me?
That can I. At least the whisper goes so. Our last king, whose image even but now appeared to us, was, as you know, by Fortinbras of Norway, thereto pricked on by most emulate pride, dead to the combat in which our valiant Hamlet, so the side of our known world esteemed him, did slay this Fortinbras, who by sealed compact, well ratified by law and heraldry, did forfeit with his life all those his said lands, so by his father lost, which he stood seized of to the conqueror, but to recover of us by strong arm and terms compulsory, all those his lands which his father lost. And this, I take it, is the main motive of our preparations, the source of this our watch, and the chief head of the post-haste and rummage in the land.
I think it be no other. But even so, well, may it sort that this portentous figure comes on through a watch, so like the king that was, and is the question of these...
Behold! Lo, when it comes again! I'll cross it though it blast me! Say, illusion! If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me! If there be any good thing to be done that may to thee do ease and grace, so speak! If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, oh speak! Speak of it, stay, speak! Shall I strike at it with my partisan? Do if it will not stand! 'Tis here! 'Tis here! 'Tis gone!
We do it wrong, being so majestical, offer it the show of violence. For it is as the air invulnerable, and our vein blows malicious mockery.
It was hard to speak when the cock crew.
And then it started like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. I have heard the cock that is trumpet to the morn doth, with his lofty and shrill-sounding throat, awake the god of day.
Faded on the crowing of the cock. Some say that ever against that season comes wherein our Saviour's birth is celebrated. The bird of dawning singeth all night long, and then they say, no spirit dare stir abroad. The nights are wholesome. Then no planet strike, no fairy takes, nor witch hath passed a charm. So hallowed and gracious is the time.
So have I heard, and do in part believe it. And look, the morn, in russet mantle clad, walks o'er the dew of yon high eastward hill. Break we our watch up, and by mine advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet. For upon my life, this spirit, dumb to him, will speak to us.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that it is befitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet, so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wisest sorrow think on him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, how we, as 'twere with a defeated joy, with an auspicious and a dropping eye, with mirth in funeral and with dirge in marriage, taken to wife. Now follows that young Fortinbras, thinking by our late dear brother's death our state to be disjoined and out of frame, leagued with the dream of his advantage, he hath not failed to pester us with message, importing the surrender of those lands lost by his father with all bonds of law to our most valiant brother. Now for ourselves and for this time of meeting, thus much the business is. We have here writ to Norway, uncle of young Fortinbras, who is impotent and Madrid scarcely hears of his nephew's purpose. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some suit. What is it, Laertes? You cannot speak of reason to the Dane and lose your voice. What wouldst thou beg, Laertes, that shall not be my offer, not thy asking? What wouldst thou have, Laertes?
My dread lord, your leave and favor to return to France, from whence, though willingly, I came to Denmark. My thoughts and wishes bend again toward France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon.
Have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
He hath, my lord, wrung from me my slow leave, by labours and petition, and upon his will I had sealed my heart consent. I do beseech you, my lord, give him leave to go.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes. Time be thine and thy best graces. Spend it at thy will. But now, my cousin Hamlet and my son.
A little more than kin, and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord. I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted colour off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veil lids seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou knowest 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam. Nay, 'tis I know not seems. 'Tis not lone my inky cloak, good mother, no customary suits of solemn black, no windy suspiration of forced breath, no, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected haver of the visage, together with all forms, moods, shapes of grief that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play. But I have that within which parts it show. These are the trappings and the suits of woe.
Is sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know your father lost a father. That father lost his. There's a vibe-abounded filial obligation for some term to do obsequious sorrow. But to persevere in obstinate condolement it is a cause of impious stubbornness. Think of us as of a father. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his son, do I impart toward you. For your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall, in all my best, pray you, madam.
Why, 'tis a loving and a fair reply. We are ourselves in Denmark. Madam, come. This gentle and enforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart. Come, away.
That this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. Or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. Oh God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seems to me all the uses of this world. Fie on it! A fie is an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely that it should come to this. For 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king that was to this Hyperion to a satire, so loving to my mother, that he might not detain the winds of heaven, visit her face so roughly. Heaven and earth must I remember! Why she would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on, and yet within a month. Let me not think on it. Frailty, thy name is woman. Married with my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules, and yet within a month. Yea, at the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flushing in her gullied eyes. She married a most wicked speed to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It does not know, it cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship.
I am glad to see thee well, Horatio, or I do forget myself.
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
Oh, my good friend, I'll change that name with you. And what make you from Wittenberg, Horatio? Marcellus, my good lord. Very glad to see you. Good evening, sir. But what in faith make you from Wittenberg?
A truant disposition, good, my lord.
I will not hear your enemies say so. Nor shall you do mine hear that violence. I know you are no truant. But what is your affair in Elsinore?
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I pray thee do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish for the marriage tables. Would I had met my dearest foe in heaven, or ever I had seen that day, Horatio. My father. Methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man, taken for all in all. I shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
So, who?
My lord, the king, your father.
The king, my father!
Season your admiration for a while with an attent ear till I may deliver to you upon the witness of this gentleman, this marvel.
For God's love, let me hear!
2 nights together had Marcellus and Bernardo on their watch been thus encountered. A figure like your father appears before them, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by them. Thrice he walked by their oppressed and fear-surprised eyes, whilst they, distilled almost to jelly with the active fear, stand dumb and speak not to him. This to me in dreadful secrecy impart they did, and I, with them the third night kept watch.
Oh God! Why, oh God!
As they had delivered, both in time and form of thing, every word made true and good. The apparition comes.
But where was this? On the platform where we watched. Did he not speak to it?
My lord, I did, but answer made it none. Yet, once methought it lifted up its head and did address itself to motion like it would speak. But even then, the morning cock crew loud, and at the sound, it shrunk in haste away and vanished from our sight.
It is very strange.
As I do know, my honored lord, 'tis true. And we think it writ down in our duty to let you know of it.
Indeed. Indeed, sirs. But this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight.
We do, my lord.
Armed, say you.
Armed, my lord.
From top to toe.
My lord, from head to foot.
Then saw you not his face?
Oh yes, my lord, he wore his beaver up.
What looked he frowningly?
Countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
Pale or red?
Nay, very pale.
If he fixed his eyes upon you,
Most constantly.
I would. I had been there.
It would have much amazed you.
Very like. Very like. Stayed it long.
While one with moderate haste might tell 100.
Longer. Longer.
Not when I saw it.
His beard was grizzled, no?
As I have seen it in his life. A sable silver.
I will watch tonight. Perchance it will walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it. Though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. I pray you, if you have hitherto concealed at this sight, let it be tenable in your silence still. And whatsoever shall hap tonight, give it an understanding, but no tongue. I will requite your loves. So pray you, on the platform, 6:11 and 12, I'll visit you. So farewell.
Our duty to your honor.
Your loves as mine to you. Farewell. My father's spirit in arms. All is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would the night were come, till then sit still my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though all the earth overwhelm them to men's eyes.
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And, sister, as the winds give benefit and convoys assistant, do not sleep. But let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that?
For Hamlet, and the trifling of his favor, hold it a fashion and a toy in blood. A violet in the youth of primary nature, forward, not permanent, sweet, but not lasting. The perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more? It's so?
Think it, no more.
For nature, crescent, does not grow alone in thews and bulk. But as this temple waxes, the inward service of the mind and soul grows wide withal. Perhaps he loves you now, and now no soil nor courtle doth besmirch the virtue of his will. But you must fear. His greatness is weighed, and his will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself, for on his choice depends the safety and health of this whole state. Therefore must his choice be circumscribed to the voice and yielding of that body, whereof he is the head. Be wary then. Best safety lies in fear. Youth to itself rebels, though none else near.
I shall the effect this good lesson keep, as watchman to my heart. But good my brother, do not some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst a puffed and reckless libertine himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed.
Fear me not. I stay too long. But here my father comes. A double blessing is a double grace. Occasion smiles upon a second leave.
Yet here, ladies. Aboard for shame. The wind sits on the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There, my blessing with thee, and these few precepts in thy memory. See thou character, and neither a borrower nor a lender be. For loan oft loses both itself and a friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. And this above all, thine own self be true. For as the night follows the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell, and my blessings season this in thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord.
The time invites you. Go, your servants tend.
Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to you.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
What is it, Ophelia, he had said to you?
So, please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Marry, well bethought. 'Tis told me he hath very oft of late given much private time to you, and you of your audience have been most free and bounteous. If it be so 'tis put to me, and in that way of caution, I must tell you that you do not understand yourself so clearly as it behoves my daughter and your honor. What is between you? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection? Pooh! You speak like a green girl, and sifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe his tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Maria, teach you! Think yourself a baby, that you've taken these tenders as true payment, which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, and not having to run the wind of the poor phrase thus. You tender me, a fool!
My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honourable fashion.
High fashion you may call it. Go to!
And hath given countenance to speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
I do know when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, giving more light than heat, extinct in both as it is of making, you must not take for fire. As for the Lord Hamlet, Ophelia, not believers' vows, for their mere implorators of unholy suits, reading like sanctified and pious boards the better to beguile. I would not, in plain terms, from this time forth, have you so much as give a word or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you, come your ways.
I shall obey you, my lord.
The air bites shrewdly. 'Tis very cold.
It is a nipping and an eager air.
What hour now?
I think it lacks of 12.
No, it is struck.
Indeed, I heard it not. Then it draws near the season wherein the spirit hell is wont to walk. What does this mean, my lord?
The king doth wake tonight and takes his rouse, keeps for sail and the swaggering upspring reels. And as he drains his draughts of rainish down, the kettle drum and trumpet thus bray out the triumph of his pledge.
Is it a custom?
Aye, marry, it is. But to my mind, though I'm native here and to the manner born, it is a custom more honored in the breed.
Look, my lord! It comes!
Angels and ministers of grace, defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned. Bring with thee airs from heaven or blast from hell. Be thy intents wicked or charitable, thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, King, Father, Royal Dane, or answer me! Let me not boast in ignorance, but tell why thy canonized bones, cursed in death, have burst their cerements to cast thee up again. What may this mean? That thou dead course again, in complete steel reapers, just as the glimpses of the moon to make night hideous, with thoughts beyond the reaches of our souls. Say, why is this? Wherefore? What should we do?
It beckons you to go away with it, as if it's some impartment it desired you alone.
Look, with what courteous action it waves you to a more removed ground. But do not go with it.
No, by no means.
It will not speak. I will follow it.
Do not, my lord.
Why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life in a pin's fee, and for my soul, what can it do to that being a thing immortal as itself? It weighs me forth again. I'll follow it.
What have it tempted toward the flood, my lord? Or to the dreadful summit of the cliff that beetles o'er his base into the sea, and there assume some other horrible form which might deprive your sovereignty of reason and draw you into madness? Think of it!
It weighs me still. I'll follow thee. Oh, you shall not go, my hold of your hands!
He ruled you shall
my
not go!
Faith cries out and meets its bettering out in his body as body as the demon lights nerve. Still, am I called? Unhand me, gentlemen! I'll make a ghost of him that lets me, I say, away! Go on. I'll follow thee.
He waxes desperate with imagination.
Let's follow. 'Tis not fit thus to obey him.
Have after. To what issue will this come?
Something's rotten in the state of Denmark.
Heaven will direct you.
Nay, let's follow him. Where wilt thou lead me? Speak. I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
My hour is almost come, when I, to sulphurous and tormenting flames, must render up myself.
Alas, alas, poor ghost.
Pity me not. but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak! I'm bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear.
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for the certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined fast in fires, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house. I could a tale unfold whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy two eyes like stars start from their spheres, thy knotted and combined locks to part, and each particular hair to stand on end. List, list, oh list, if thou didst ever thy dear father love.
Oh God.
Revenge is foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder?
Murder most foul as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange and unnatural.
Haste me to know it, that I, with wings as swift as meditation of the thoughts of love, may sweep to my revenge.
Now, Hamlet, hear. 'Tis given out that sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me. So the whole air of Denmark is by a forged process of my death rankly abused. But know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul. My uncle!
Aye, that incestuous, that adulterate beast, with witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gifts. One to shameful lust, the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. Oh, Hamlet, what a falling off was there from me, whose love was of that dignity that it went hand in hand even with the vow I made to her in marriage, and to decline upon a wretch natural gift were poor to those of mine. But soft, the things I send the morning air, brief let me be. Sleeping within my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon, upon my secure hour thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed ebony in a vial, and in the porches of my ear did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and with a sudden vigor doth posset the thin and wholesome blood. So did it mine. Thus was I sleeping by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen at once dispatched.
Oh, horrible. Oh, horrible, most horrible!
Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge to prick and sting her. Adieu, adieu, Hamlet, remember me.
Oh, all you host of heaven, remember thee. Yea, from the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all trivial fond records. Yes, by heaven, O most pernicious woman, a willing A willing, a smiling, damned willing. That one may smile and be a willing. At least I'm sure it may be so in Denmark. So, uncle, there you are. Now to my word, it is adieu, adieu, remember me. I have sworn it.
Adieu, Hamlet.
Rest. Rest.
But tell me, spirit, how now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
Oh, my lord, I have been so frightened.
With what in the name of God?
Oh, my lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all in a brace, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled and gartered and down chafed to his ankle, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous and purport, as if he'd been loosed out of hell. To speak of horrors, he comes before me.
Mad for thy love?
Oh, my lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and held me hard. And goes he to the length, all his arm. And with his other hand, as over his brow, he falls to such perusal of my face as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. And at last, a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go, and with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes, for out the doors he went without their helps, and to the last bended the light on me.
Come, I will go seek the king. This is the very ecstasy of love whose violent property foretells itself. I am sorry. Would have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my lord, but as you did command, I did repel his fetters and denied his access to me.
That hath made him mad. Come, this must be known, which hidden will move more grief to hide than hate. What a love!
Welcome. Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. The need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation? To call it what it should be more than his father's death, that thus had put him so much from the understanding of himself, I cannot dream of. I entreat you both, that being of so young age, brought up with him, and sits so neighbored to his youth and behavior, that you vouchsafe your rest here in our court, draw him on to pleasures, and to gather so much as from occasion you may glean, afflicts him thus.
Good gentleman, he hath much talked of you, and sure I am two men there are not living, to whom he more adheres. If it will please you to show us so much gentry and goodwill, as to expend your time with us a while, for the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation shall receive much thanks, as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesty's might or the sovereign power you have of us, with your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty.
But we both obey, and here
give up ourselves in the full bend, to lay our service freely at your feet. Be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and little Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed son. Go, some of you, and bring these gentlemen where Hamlet is.
The ambassadors from Norway, my good lord, are joyfully returned.
Thou still hast been the father of good news.
Have I, my lord? I do assure you, my good liege, I hold my duty as I hold my soul. My lord, they have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Speak of that. That do I long to hear.
Give first admittance to the ambassadors, my good lord. My news shall be the fruit to that great feast.
Thyself do grace to them and bring them in. He tells me, my dear Gertrude, he hath found the head and source of all your son's distemper.
I doubt it is no other but the main, his father's death and our hasty marriage.
Well, we shall sift him.
My lord, why time is time, day is day, and night is night. We're nothing but to waste time day and night. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. And now remains to find out the cause of this effect, or rather say the cause of this defect. For in this effect defective comes by cause. Thus is the remainder, and the remainder thus. I have a daughter, my lord, who while in her duty and obedience, mark, hath given me this. And now gather and surmise.
To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified of you.
That's an ill phrase. A vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase. But you shall hear thus. In her excellent...
Came this from Hamlet to her?
Good madam, stay a while. I will be faithful.
Doubt how the stars are fire. Doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar. But never doubt I love. Oh dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have not art to reckon my accords, but I love thee best. Oh most best believe it. Thine evermore most dear lady. Whilst this machine is to him, Hamlet.
This sin obedience hath my daughter given to me. In all his solicitings, as they fell out by time and by place, all given to mine ear.
But how hath she received his love?
What do you think of me, my lord?
As of a man faithful and honorable.
I would fain prove so. But what might you think? When I had seen this hot love on the wing as I perceived it, or given my heart a winking, or played the desk or the table book, what might you, or my dear majesty, your queen here think?
You think 'tis this?
It may be very like.
I'm even poor in thanks, but I thank you and sure, dear friends, my thanks are too dear a halfpenny. Were you not sent for? Is it your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come, deal justly with me. Come, nay, speak.
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything but to the purpose you were sent for. Or there is a kind of confession in your looks which your modesties have not craft enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me. But let me conjure you, by the rights of our fellowship, by the constancy of our youth, and by the obligation of our ever-preserved love, and by what more dear a better proposer could charge you withal, be even and direct with me, whether you were sent for or no.
What say you?
Have an eye of you. If you love me, hold not off.
My lord, we were sent for.
I will tell you why. So shall my anticipation prevent your discovery. What a piece of work is a man. How noble in reason. How infinite in faculty. In form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me, no woman neither. Though by your smiling you seem to say so.
My lord, what Lenten entertainment shall the players receive from you? We quoted them on the way, and hither are they coming to offer you service.
He that plays the king shall be welcome. His majesty shall have tribute of me.